Good morning. It was the Canadian long weekend. It was Canada Day on July 1st, which is also my father's birthday. So he gets fireworks every year. So happy belated birthday to my dad. Today, we have a little bit of chaos to get through. Let's talk about that. So we have a tub and shower faucet that we have to do today, and also I think we're gonna be meeting somebody later today who wants to do a backflow preventer. But anyways, let's get ready for work. So I wanted to show you guys really quickly what I have on my Batman utility belt, because I always put a bunch of things into my pocket and onto my belt so that I'm ready for the day in plumbing. Just want to show you quickly what those things are. First and foremost is, of course, my hat with my sunglasses on. Now the sunglasses also act as safety glasses, which is a second feature that I use them for. Second thing is I always have a pair of earplugs on me that look like so, and they go into this little box right here. An Exacto knife. You always need an Exacto knife on you. It's actually silly how many times this little thing right here does the job for you. I like to also have a Sharpie, because you sometimes run into a situation if you scratch a pipe or if you mark a place, it's really hard to notice. So a Sharpie usually stands out on everything. Last but not least, you always need a trusty, handy flashlight. A lot of times when you look at pipes, you gotta look into a hole of some sort that has been cemented around. So this thing is a lifesaver in most cases. Make sure that the batteries are good. Put this on your belt, you're good to go. And that, my friends, is my daily ritual with my utility belt. By the way, today's Charity's first day at her new job, so Charity, congratulations, and again, I really hope you have a great day. Forgot my keys, give me a second. Alrighty peeps, back in the truck, just finished. That was a Moen single lever shower control valve that we installed today. That is the typical valve we normally install. That's why it was important for me to show you the Grohe shower control valve, because it's a bit more of a price difference. Like, I think the Grohe is more expensive, and it's also a little bit more complex because you have to add 4 MIPs into it in order to be able to distribute all the pipe. In this single lever Moen shower control, which is my favorite to install, and I think that's the one we have in our house everywhere, it's much more simpler in nature. You just gotta plug in a couple of pipes, solder everything up, make sure everything's level and looking good, and you're good to go. The install took about 2 hours, me doing it. I'm sure my dad could do it in about an hour to an hour and a half. My dad's really fast, so the install for me took about 2 hours. Then it took an additional half an hour just to get everything tested and done. So about 2.5 hours to get it done. Hopefully I'll be able to shave some of that time off as my skill progresses, but for 2.5 hours, I think it's not that bad of a job. It's priced well, and we are good to go. As of right now, I'm a little bit hungry. It is 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and you probably know exactly where I'm going. So let's go. Hi, can I get a turkey bacon club sandwich? You know, I don't know if it's the Mediterranean in me, but there's something so peaceful about sitting down and having a coffee and a small little strudel that honestly, it's the best 2 minutes or 5 minutes of my life. Let's go talk about tools. Alrighty peeps, I am in the studio now. Here's what I wanted to do to end this vlog off today. I wanted to sit down and go through at least the tools that every apprentice will need when getting into plumbing, okay? I'm gonna do an extensive video just on tools for apprentices and plumbers as you get further into your career, but right now I just wanna go over the main things that an apprentice will need, and here's where we're gonna start. We're gonna start with safety equipment. First and foremost, you need a good pair of safety glasses, okay? I can't tell you how important these things are because when you're doing soldering or you're around soldering, it's very, very important, especially when you're around pipes in general. Look, pipes are a very thin object. They're the sort of thing that you can bend down to pick something up and get blasted in the eye. So I find safety glasses to be really crucial for this trade in particular. A lot of times when people are soldering above your head, you'll notice that solder falls to the ground all the time and it'll catch your shoulder or catch your clothing, catch your skin, it might catch your eye. My dad has a scary story where, knock on wood, once he almost got solder went into his eye. He caught it on the tip and he was able to brush it off as it was hardening. So, terrifying story. So you really, really want to purchase yourself a good pair of safety glasses. The ones that I typically buy are ones with strings. I don't really care about what sort of model they are, but I find that it's really easy to use your safety equipment when it's very accessible. So I carry mine right on my neck and I walk around like this. That way if something's happening, I don't have to go reach for it. I just put it over my face and I'm good to go. You know what I'm saying? By the way, I'm gonna do my best to link everything in the description below. That way if you wanna know exactly what pair of glasses and stuff I'm buying, you can go ahead and click down there onto Amazon. And if you wanna purchase them, you can go ahead. Safety equipment number 2 for me are earplugs. And it's the same sort of story for me. I like accessibility. That's what makes it works for me. So I get a pair of earplugs that have a string in between them. That way I can throw it around my neck just like so and I can walk around. Now it's a lot of strings on my neck, but most importantly, if something loud is happening, all I have to do is reach down, plug in, and if something's happening above my head or we're soldering or something might be able to hurt me in my eyes, I just reach down and I put the safety glasses on. Guys, look, the truth is nobody's gonna take care of your safety except for you. So you gotta make sure that you're aiming for longevity. That's the main word when it comes to anything. How are you gonna be able to sustain this for the next 20 or 30 years if it's your career? So make sure that you spend the time, buy a pair of safety glasses that works for you, buy a pair of earplugs that you can reach into your pocket and grab, and you're good to go. The next thing I gotta show you are my safety boots. Give me a second. Alrighty, I'm back. These are my safety shoes. I know they don't look like much, but these are Dakotas, by the way, And I don't know if they've got a particular name to them, but here's what you got to notice, and this is what I was aiming for. They have a steel toe. Most importantly, your safety shoes have to have a steel toe, thick sole to them, and also a hard steel toe. The reason why I got these guys in particular, I saw them and I was like, oh, that's a nice pair of shoes, but these aren't safety shoes, and I picked them up and that's when I realized they were. So that's the third thing in regards to safety that you absolutely fundamentally must have. You cannot walk onto job sites without safety shoes, period. So that's something important to have. Another thing you gotta note is that if you're doing construction or new construction and you're starting off as an apprentice, you are 100% gonna have to purchase a hard hat. We don't work on a lot of job sites where hard hats are necessary, but when we do have a reserve of hard hats in our truck so that we can throw them on and just walk around if we need to. There have been tons of cases where people walk onto job sites without the safety equipment and they get kicked right off. So make sure you know exactly what you'll need for your day one of the job. Steel toes are 100%. 100% you want to grab yourself a good pair of safety glasses and a good pair of earplugs. Cool? So let's get to the fundamentals of tools and things that I think you guys should have on the job site on your first day so that it makes it a bit easier for you to do stuff. Let me show you what they are. The good old tape measure. I think it's crucial for you guys to have one of these. And the reason why I say that is because it's a pretty low-key little tool that you have. It's something that I clasp on my pants. I put them on my pocket just like this. And I walk around with it constantly on my hip like that. That way, if my dad is measuring a pipe and he says 6 inches, which means he wants me to go cut a 6-inch piece, I can pull out my tape measure, measure 6 inches, and get it done. The problem with dealing with one tape measure is your master plumber is going to be measuring something for you, and then you're going to ask them to give you that exact same tape measure. So it's not very efficient. Grab a tape measure if you can. This one is a Stanley. It's 25 feet long. I have a couple of new ones and I think they're DeWalt, which are pretty good as well. Any standard tape measure should do you well. It's something I think is really worth it for your apprenticeship. You are most definitely going to want to carry a screwdriver on you of some sort. These are multi-screwdrivers, so they actually come with a bunch of different heads on them. You have your Phillips, you have everything else that you need right here. This one that I picked up is a Milwaukee, and what's pretty cool about it is it has a ratchet device in it, so you can actually use the ratchet to screw and unscrew things, which I think is pretty darn useful in my opinion. But the ratchet feature isn't important at all, okay? So what you gotta note is that it has a ratchet feature, but if you put it in the center, it also has a solid feature. And I find that the solid feature is something that I tend to go to quite a bit. Unless I have to unscrew or screw something in for a long duration of time, then it's just a bit easier to do the ratchet element and make it easier for you. So you want to grab yourself a multi-screwdriver 1000%. The mother of all tools when it comes to plumbing is the channel lock pliers. Peeps, this is everything to a plumber. This tool has saved thousands of leaks in this century, and I'm sure in many more to come. This is 1000% going to be something you're going to need and you're going to have to carry on you all the time. They undo toilet supply lines pretty good. They screw in toilet bolts pretty good. I mean, it's exactly the tool that is necessary and the most versatile in your repertoire. Every single plumber you ever meet is going to have a pair of channel locks on them because this is a fundamental tool of the entire trade. If you look at most plumbing toolboxes, if not all, you're going to see a pair of these. If you are just starting out in your apprenticeship, I suggest these 3 things right off the bat. 100% you're going to need a tape measure, you're going to need a screwdriver, and you're going to need a pair of channel locks. And with those 3 things, including the ones I told you about for safety, and including these small little extra ones that I tend to have on me, I think you guys are good to go in regards to starting an apprenticeship. That way when you walk on the job site for the first day, everybody there is going to say, okay, this kid sort of knows what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? He has all the necessary tools for him to be a decent helper. Like I said before, I'm going to do an extensive what's in my toolkit video because I think it's crucial for you guys to know what's inside a plumber's toolbox so that you know down the line what sort of things you're going to need to expect in regards to the price points and stuff like that. But if you really want to impress people on your first day, channel locks, multi-screwdriver, tape measure, and you'll be good to go.